All right, let's talk tofu, people. If you are new to tofu, these are things you want to be looking for, as we've already discussed. Non-GMO and organic. My favorite type of tofu is smoked tofu. I can't always find it at the store. This is not smoked tofu, this is regular tofu. This is extra firm organic tofu. So I like to make a smoked tofu burrito. I'm going to show you how to create that smoked tofu flavor just using regular extra firm tofu. So whenever you get tofu, it's packed in water. So I'm going to cut this out and wrap it in towels and press the moisture out. And I'll meet you back in just a sec and we'll go from there. Okay, so I wrapped these in paper towel and just pressed on them. You can stick like a cast iron pan on top of them or some heavy plates. When I buy the smoked tofu, I actually don't even press it at all. You can also purchase a tofu press if you get really into tofu. I don't eat it frequently enough that I have purchased one of those yet, but maybe one day. So I'm going to crumble this just into crumbles that kind of would resemble scrambled eggs. It's really easy to just crumble it up in the chunks you like. And the reason I'm doing 2, I actually usually do 3 during the week because my 6-year-old loves this breakfast. He requests it all the time. So if you're sharing with other people, you might need to eat more. And just crumble it up, fill the pan. And my pan, I don't have any heat on right now. It's less cleanup if you just crumble it right into the pan, you know? And I usually have something else cooking at the same time while I'm doing this, because for my meal prep day, I have usually 2 or 3 things going at once. So I'm actually going to reserve this last little section. Once I've added my liquid smoke, I'm going to take some back out because I'm going to use it in my fried rice recipe later to kind of take the place of the ham, cubed ham that would usually be in that. Alright, so see how that kind of resembles scrambled eggs? If you can find smoked tofu, you won't need to do this step, but this is just liquid smoke. There's a few different varieties and flavors. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon. I really like the flavor. This is going to have to be a little bit trial and error based on how much you like liquid smoke taste. And if you're coming off of, you know, really enjoying bacon and ham in your life, chances are you are going to like liquid smoke taste. Let's add another few squirts. All right, so I'm just gonna set like this much aside. Okay, now that we've got our liquid smoke in there, I'm gonna turn my burner on to about 5, between 5 and 6, so just a little bit over medium heat. And then I'm gonna add some of my unsweetened soy milk. I'm going to put about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup worth. This is the container I keep my nutritional yeast in. Putting about 1/4 cup. And then I love to buy fresh salsa. Big scoop of that. If you do medium or hot, it's going to add a really nice punch to this when it's all done. Alright, so I'm going to stir this all up while my pan is heating. Get it all incorporated, and now let's add a little bit more liquid. So it looks like it is closer to 3/4 cup. When you do this with smoked tofu, you won't need to add as much liquid because it doesn't absorb it like the unsmoked variety. Okay, now we're gonna add salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna add, just cover the top with spinach. This is gonna wilt down. So it looks like it's a ton right now, but when it wilts down, it won't be. So I'm just gonna cover this and let it all warm through and let that spinach just kind of wilt down. Okay, so this is all ready to go. I'll set it aside to cool and then just store it in a container for the week. What I'll usually do is toast up 2 tortillas, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And I'll get a portion of this out of the fridge and heat it up for 2 minutes in the microwave and then place it in the tortillas. You might find that purchasing some black salt will give you that more eggy flavor. I've heard a lot of vegan cooks talk about that. I actually haven't purchased it yet. This works well for me. But if you want to push it that much further to taste more like eggs, because this isn't eggs, but it's going to give you a close approximation, then that might do the trick for you. Okay, let me show you how I put it all together. Alright, so here's the fresh tortilla brand I use, and I really do need to start learning to make my own at home. Always toast your tortillas on a pan that's already hot. Otherwise it's going to make your tortilla really like hard and crusty and more like a cracker than a tortilla. Alright, so typically I'll toast up 2 or 3 of these, and if I'm honest, I'm usually making 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 because my family loves these. We really love Mexican food at our house, so we make bean burritos all the time for lunch. Okay, so I just kind of spoon this in. And at this point you can add extra salsa or hot sauce if you want it. I just love my cilantro lime dressing, gives it a nice pop. Let's see, get this out of the way. Let's scoot this over. Whoops. And there you have a really yummy breakfast. Now remember, 2 or 3 is going to be a really filling breakfast.